The 2020 domestic football season is about to come to a close, but fear not, football lovers, as the international game is about to crank up a notch with the return of the UEFA Nations League. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today we're going to take a look at the Nations Group A, Section 1, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Nations League related, football related. That's right, boys and girls, we're going to know here. Under one Ruski. Now, we are here at the channel. When I say we, I mean me and you, the Patreons and co, and the subscribers are going to be following the Nations League very, very closely. Of course, it's going to kick off around about early September. But these videos of the next few days, we'll be taking a look at each and every one of the groups, each and every one of the sections. And we're going to predict the whole results and see who we think, or I think anyway, in the initial instance, who's going to come out on top and who is going to go in relegation spots and all that kind of jazz. So let's get into it. Now, before we jump into it, in fact, I want a big shout out to the Patreons. You know who you are. Respect to all of you. Thank you for supporting the channel in the way that you do. And let's get cracking. Let's take a look at Nations League Group A, Section 1, and we'll talk about it. But first, we will take a look at... Here I am. I'm in the middle. But here I am, yes. We're going to take a look, of course, at the nations that make up Section A, Group 1. And we're going to start with, of course, the Dutchies. That's right. Last year's Nations League... runners-up, of course, unfortunately losing to Portugal in the end. They are managed by Ronald Koeman, of course, ex-Everton gaffer, now pulling the strings for his homeland. They play their football predominantly at the KIP. They're captained by Virgil van Dijk, VVD to you and me. Wesley Sneijder is the most capped player with 134 caps to his name. Of course, he's no longer there. He's no longer representing the Dutchies in that regard. Top goal scorer over in time is Robert van Persie with 50 goals to his name. 14th is their current rank in the FIFA standings. They used to be highest. Their highest ever rank was first in the old ranking system, and the low point in Dutch football was back in 2017, where they were ranked 35th. Of course, they didn't qualify for the World Cup last time around, but hopefully all of that shenanigans is behind them. Joining them will be former World Cup winners themselves, Italy, who are coached by former Man City manager Roberto Mancini. They play their football across the country of Italy, so there's no dead set home venue. Giorgio Chiellini wears the captain's armbands these days. Gianluigi Buffon is the most capped player with 176 caps to his name. He is also still playing, I believe, maybe more as a backup, but he's over at Juventus. I believe, did he sign a new deal? He might have signed a new deal to stick around for another season. Luigi Riva is the top goal scorer for Italy with just 35 goals, which is surprising. So maybe there is a striker out there right here, right now that could eclipse that of Luigi Rivera. The current rank is 13th in the world. Their highest ever rank, just like the Dutchies, was number 1. That was back in 2007. I think shortly after, did they win the World Cup in 2006? I think they did. The lowest ever ranking was 21st back in 2018. Also a very, very sour time for the Italianos. Joining them in Group A, Section 1 will be Bosnia and Herzegovina. They're coached by Dusan Bajic. Their stadium is, or they play the majority of their games on their Belino Polji Stadium, which is in Bosnia-Herzegovina. I just know where it is. It's just down the road. The captain, most capped player, and of course the top goal scorer ever for Bosnia-Herzegovina is Edin Dzeko with 107 caps in 58 goals to his name. They're currently ranked 49th in the world. Highest ever ranking was 2013, and the lowest ranking was 273. That's way back in 1996. Look at that, Edin Dzeko, 107 caps, 58 goals. He's still playing, I think, over in Serie A with Roma. Finally, joining them will be Poland, who are managed by Jerzy Percic. They play their football at the Stadion Narwandi. The captain, most capped player, and also top goal scorer, just like Bosnia-Herzegovina, is Robert Lewandowski, 112 games. 61 goals. What a tally that is. That's pretty similar to that of Dzeko. They're currently ranked 19th in the world. Their highest ever ranking was 5th in the rankings. 2017 that was. And back in 2013 they were also on a bit of a downward slump. 78th in the world. That's Poland, and that makes up Group A, Section 1. So I'm over here. That's right. Now we're going to take a look at the Group A, Section 1 as a whole. We're going to plough through each and every one of these games, and of course ranking at the end of it to see who I think will come out on top and go through to the knockout stages where they take on other fellow Nations League A group winners, and also who will be bottom, and that nation will be relegated to Group B for the next Nations League whenever that comes around. Of course, there are some other permutations about qualification for World Cup and blah, blah, blah. I don't know the rules. It's very fine. You know, you either got to be second in this, first in that. I don't know. I don't know the ins and the outs, and I don't want to pretend to say that I do. But anyway, for the meat of the matter is, you want to win it, and you don't want to get relegated. That's the bottom deal. Whatever happens in and around that is a Brucey bonus. So let's get into it. Now, of course, these games will start off on the 4th of September. I'm going to start with the Dutchies taking on Poland over in the Dutchland, of course. And I'm going to go with, what am I going to go with on this one? I'm going to go with a nice... So I'm going to start with this bit bad boy with a cheeky 3-0 win for the Dutchies to open up the campaign on the 4th of September. And also on the same date, it will be Italy taking on Bosnia-Herzegovina. And I also think it's going to be a nice, comfortable home win for the former World Cup winners. So it'll be as you would expect. Of course, realistically, you'd expect the Dutchies and the Italianos to compete head-to-head for the top honours on this one. And Bosnia-Herzegovina and Poland probably to duke it out for that relegation spot. And of course, nobody really wants to be in the bottom spot. And I think to be honest with you, Bosnia are probably the hot favourites to get relegated. I don't think they belong at this tier. No disrespect to Bosnia, but I think Netherlands and Italy are a step above the likes of Poland and Bosnia. Poland are decent, don't get me wrong. They're a nice little team, and on any given day they can beat anybody, including the best in the world. But over a course of a series of games, I'm sure the quality will rise to the top. Netherlands will take on Italy in the second match day. That's just a couple of games after match day number 1 on the 7th of September. It's another back-to-back home games for the Dutchies, and I see them getting another result. Not the greatest result, with a 1-1 draw against Italy, which will keep the former World Cup winners' hopes of an unbeaten campaign alive. Meanwhile, on the same given match day, it will be Bosnia-Herzegovina taking on Poland over in Bosnia. And I see the Bosnians getting off to a win at long last. So as we can see, after the first 2 match days, not too shabby for the Dutchies and the Italians, starting with an unbeaten record. Bosnia just 1 point adrift at the moment. Poland have got all work to do. Next up, Bosnia take on the Dutchies over, this will be in the month of October, the 11th of October, and I see it as a 1-0 win. Away days for Holland as well to get themselves another win, to make it 2 wins out of 3, not too shabby. And the same could be said, or will it? No, in fact, I've gone with Poland to upset Italy 2-1 over in Poland. I do expect Poland to be strong at home with the team that they have these days. They've got some very good players, and these players are very good, plus period, and they're also they're playing at top level games. We're talking Serie A, we're talking in the Premier League, we're talking in the Bundesliga, we're talking at top level divisions. These boys are playing. They're not just good players playing at lower levels. They're playing at top of the line. So Poland will be in the conversation for both the top, and if they do get a bad run, they could be in the discussion for the bottom. Next up into the month of October, it'll be Italy taking on the Dutchies for the second time, and I think the Italians will get the better of them this time around, 3-1 in the end. Wherever that game will be, whether it be in Rome, whether it be in Milan, who knows? Turin, who knows? Wherever that game will be. Also on the same match day, Poland against Bosnia-Herzegovina. This is another monstrous game. They need to, of course, Bosnia picked up the victory the first time. Can Poland get the better of them this time around? Of course they can. 2-1. So back-to-back wins there for Poland, put them right back in the conversation for top honours in this division. Bosnia need some more results. They've just got the one positive result so far. Into the month of November we go, and it'll be the Netherlands taking on Bosnia-Herzegovina. I think the Dutchies at home should be too strong for anything else but a victory. So the Netherlands will take a victory, which will make it 2 wins for them out of a cluster of 4. That's not great, but it should still be enough to be in the discussion come the end of it. And Italy will take on Poland again. Much big responsibilities lie on this one. A win for Poland, that puts them in the driving seat. A win for Italy and puts them remains them back on top. And Italy will get the victory in my eyes, 2-0 in the end. And again, all these 2 games will take place on the 15th of November. Into the final games, of course, much riding on this one. Bosnia taking on Italy, and a must-win scenario for Bosnia, but unfortunately they're only going to come out with a draw, which might be good enough for Italy to become top. We'll take a look at the calculations in just a second. Poland taking on the Dutchies as well, and they'll end their campaign with the victory as well. So goodness gracious me, quite a tight group in the end when you think about it. The only sort of elephant in the room is Bosnia, and I don't think they're not going to rise too much in this group. And as you can tell, Bosnia do come in 4th with just 4 points out of a possible is it 12 points? Is that what no, it's not. It's 18 points, I think, is the possible you can get. But Poland will be in 3rd, but only just with 9 points on the board, 3 wins and 3 defeats to the name. Netherlands come in 2nd with 10 points. That's 3 wins, 1 draw, and 2 defeats. Just 1 point better off than Poland, but it'll be Italy. It'll come out on top. 3 wins, 2 draws, and 1 defeat. 11 points out of a possible 18. Goodness gracious me. A lot of points lost there. But it just goes to show the beauty of the Nations League. It is putting similar types of nations up against each other to see who comes out on top. And in this situation, it's Italy, who will go through to the knockout stages. The Dutchies, unfortunately, will not get another crack at the whip at the old Nations League. That slipped through their fingers last time around. And that, my friends, is where I'm going to leave you. Hopefully you enjoyed this little sneak peek look at the Nations League. We're going to do each and every one of the groups over the next few days, so make sure you come back around, smash the subscribe as well, smash the thumbs up, and of course, if you want to go that extra level, there is patreon.com, folks, where you can support the channel in another way. So check that out. There are perks and privileges and all that kind of stuff, which will be revamped over the next month, one before the new domestic seasons kick off over in England, not Scotland, but England. So make sure you check that out. Also check me out on Twitter, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz. That's it, my friends. Do you agree or disagree? Give me your predictions in the old comment section down below. Who you think is going to be first, second, third, and of course, who is going to be relegated to Group B. We'll be back tomorrow with another one. How will England do? Well, we'll take a little look tomorrow. Not long to wait. Smash the thumbs up, smash the subscribe, and I'll see ya on the other side. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.